Hey, this is Totu Bravo, and I want to do a quick shout out to Recoil Gunworks. I'm not affiliated with these folks in any way, shape, or form, but the products that they sell are top notch. The prices are extremely reasonable, and the quality of the firearm that you get is outstanding. I've purchased the SIG 226R from them, and I've got a new purchase today that I've gotten from them that I'm going to share with you guys here in just a moment. But I just wanted to show you what their packaging looks like. So if you're in the market for a quality firearm at a greatly reduced price that's in fantastic shape, you guys check out Recoil Gunworks. So let's move forward and check out what we got. Alright, so here we have it. This is our newest edition, and as you can see, we have the blue label here for law enforcement. This is a law enforcement trade-in, and it is a, if I had a drum roll, it's a low production set, so no drum roll, can't afford it. So here we are. We have a Glock 21 Gen 4. .45 auto from Recoil Gunworks. It is in fantastic condition. Just look at that thing. Very little wear on the pistol. Very little wear on the magazine. This thing is in pristine shape for a law enforcement firearm. The only wear that I could find was there is a little wear right here on the very tip of the slide. And essentially that's it right here. There's a little bit there too, but nowhere else is there any wear. Matter of fact, if you look at the barrel there, there's hardly any wear on the barrel. This thing is in pristine shape, and as we all know on the Glock stop slide release, these are the first place that you see a lot of wear on a pistol. You can see that this still has plenty of coating left on there, so this thing is in great shape. Just pristine condition. Very nice. $419 for this pistol. $419 for a Glock 21 Gen 4 .45 auto. So here is the original paperwork for this pistol. This was live fired at the factory in Georgia on 10/6 of 2014. So this is a very new model for a police trade-in. So 2014. 3 years old. This is a 3-year-old Glock 21. Well, going on 4 years old. But this thing is brand new. I got all of the back straps. Not that I'll be using any of these, but I've got all the back straps, cleaning rod, cleaning brush. Obviously, I've got all the paperwork, warranty paperwork, etc. All of it included. So what are the benefits of a Gen 4 in the Glock 21? There are several. First, you have the enlarged magazine release, but more importantly is the narrower grip on this. The grip in the Gen 4 makes all the difference in the world. Gen 3 you had the short frame model, but with the Gen 4 you have that same short frame size and a little smaller, because you have a little rounding that's going on the frame that you don't have with the Generation 3 Glock 21. So you get a perfect handhold. You don't need any of the back straps. If you have a medium hand like myself, this is perfect. It is a perfect fit for this model. So all the complaints that you hear about the Glock 21s is that the frame is too chunky, but Glock 21 Gen 4 is what you want if you have a medium or smaller hand. This is perfect. It's fantastic ergonomics. So that was my reasoning for when the Gen 4 became available in a law enforcement trade-in. Not only did I save, you know, $140, $150 on the total price, but I also got the size that's going to fit, or the generation that's going to fit my size hand. So you can't beat it. So hey, we'll be right back. We're going to disassemble this and look at the inside. Alright, so we're back and we are disassembled. So let's take a look at the frame. We can see that we have the original pin here for any of the adjustments on the back straps. That hasn't even been taken out of the frame yet. So that leads me to believe that there isn't a lot of wear on this. You can see that the texture on the grips shows no wear at all. So that looks fantastic. The internals, they look equally as good. Matter of fact, so good that I might venture to say they look so good that besides perhaps the shooting at the factory and maybe some proof shooting at the department, I don't think this was issued. This may be an unissued firearm. I mean, there is nothing on any of this. No buildup on any of the trigger parts there. This may have been an unissued firearm. I mean, there is absolutely nothing to point out on this frame other than the lack of use or abuse. The frame is in pristine condition. So we'll move on to the slide. Of course, we have the Generation 4 captured dull spring. And this also shows very little wear. Followed by this monstrosity of a barrel. And this also shows very little wear. There's hardly anything at the front end of the barrel there. And there's hardly anything at the back end of the barrel. So the business end looks pretty pristine. And the top looks pretty pristine. And that's usually where you're going to get a little bit of wear. And if you look at the feed ramp here, you can actually see, if you look at the feed ramp there, you can actually see that there's a singular mark right on the feed ramp there. So I don't think there's much wear on this at all. So I feel very fortunate. I think I got something that doesn't have a whole lot of rounds through it. Matter of fact, I think this is pretty much a brand new firearm. So if we look at the slide itself, there's nothing going on in there. There is no wear at all on the inside of this frame. I really think we're dealing with a firearm that was purchased by a department and maybe proof fired at the department and then put away and never issued. So I feel very fortunate to have got a firearm from Recoil Gunworks. So let's put her back together. This thing just feels amazing in your hand. What an amazing firearm that is. I'm excited to get that out to the ring. Check out Recoil Gunworks. Man, I can't say enough about that place. So we're going to cut the lights and see what we can get on these night sights, see what's left. There we go. There's our night sights. And as you can see, we've got all three night sights functioning very strong. So we've got functioning night sights too. Not bad. So let's cut these lights back on and wrap this up. So we'll do a trigger pull, see what this is, straight from the police department. We'll be right back. Alright, we're back and we're going to check out the trigger pull on our law enforcement Glock 21 trade-in. So here we go. Pull number 1. 5 pounds, 5 ounces. We'll enter that data. and go for pull number two. 5 pounds, 15 ounces. We'll enter that data. And our third and final pull. All right, our third and final pull, here we go. 5 pounds, 14 ounces. We'll enter that data, and that gives us an average trigger pull weight of 5 pounds, 12 ounces. So 5 pounds, 12 ounces for our Glock 21 law enforcement trade-in. So that's right around the average advertised trigger pull weight for a brand new Glock from the factory. So nothing surprising there. I think that's pretty much factory standards. So that's not bad at all. All matching serial numbers on this also. So and then we have the Glock factory night sights here. The Glock night sights, which I just showed you earlier, are still functioning quite well. Alright, we'll check out the trigger pull and reset. So we'll flip it over so we can see and see if we've got just an average Glock trigger pull. So here we go, we're going to start pulling. We have a little bit of travel. We hit a wall and then bang. Not too bad. 5 pounds as we know. And then the reset. Pull it out. Audible click. And then fire. Very short reset. Very nice. So in closing, for $419, this is a fantastic deal. If you're in the market for a law enforcement trade-in firearm, check out Recoil Gunworks. This is Toto Bravo. I hope you enjoyed this video, and next time I see you, I'll be out at the range with this beast. So until I see you again.